Hello and welcome to another edition of News Showcase. I am Priya, Tamil Nadu's first artificial intelligence news presenter. According to reports, the Congress party appears to have reached a seat-sharing deal with its allies in Maharashtra. It is said to be seeking 39 of the state's 48 seats in the upcoming general elections. It is said to be in talks with the Shiv Sena UBT and the faction of the Nationalist Congress Party led by Sharad Pawar. The party has already made deals with the Samajwadi Party in Uttar Pradesh and the Aam Aadmi Party in Delhi. These electoral alliances are indispensable for the Congress, which leads the struggling India bloc against the stable National Democratic Alliance of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Since it was set up in June, the bloc has lost the support of the Rashtra Lok Dal in Uttar Pradesh and the Janata Dal United in Bihar. In the investigation into sand mining in Tamil Nadu, the Supreme Court asked the government why it is opposed to the probe. The court's observation comes after the government and the Enforcement Directorate, which is probing alleged illegal mining, filed petitions. 5 district collectors have been issued summons by the federal investigator, which had asked the court to halt the state's meddling in the case. The court has asked the government to respond to its notice and set the next hearing for Monday. Advocate Mukul Rohatgi, who represents the state, has asserted that the investigator lacks the jurisdiction to look into non-scheduled offences. Lawmaker Lasya Nandita, who belonged to the Bharat Rashtra Samiti party, died in a car accident in Hyderabad early on Friday. The 37-year-old was elected from Secunderabad Cantonment constituency last year, and she was a first-time member of the Telangana legislature. She sustained severe injuries when her car lost control and struck the road divider. She was taken to the hospital immediately, but doctors could not save her, and reports said the driver of her car is being treated for serious injuries. About 10 days ago, the lawmaker narrowly escaped another accident in the state with minor injuries, but her guard was killed in the crash. The Foreign Minister of Latvia has urged the Indian government to support Ukraine in its conflict with Russia. Krišjānis Kariņš, who is attending the Raisina Dialogue, a global conference in Delhi, said his country contributed 1% of its GDP to help Ukraine. He said India should consider humanitarian and financial assistance and also convince Moscow to end the conflict. He indicated the Ukrainians were indirectly defending his own country as the war was against aggression and imperialism. He called on everyone in the world to contribute to help Ukraine defend itself in the war. The minister's comment came on the eve of the second anniversary of Russia's full-scale military invasion of its neighbor. The Indian government has said it is working with its Russian counterpart to free Indian citizens who are reportedly caught up in the Ukraine conflict. Reports said that dozens of Indians had been tricked into serving in the Russian military after being promised support positions. 9 Indians are reportedly inside Ukraine, and their families have appealed to the Indian government to free them. An Indian government spokesman said the External Affairs Ministry was in touch with the Russian authorities to resolve the issue. The Indians ended up joining the Russian army after being misled during translations of documents and had to endure military training, which was not what they had signed up for. At the stroke of midnight, Prime Minister Narendra Modi paid a surprise visit to Varanasi after attending a tight schedule in Gujarat. The Prime Minister was accompanied by Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath. The people of Varanasi were excited to take a glimpse of their lawmaker during his visit. Modi inspected the recently inaugurated a highway system in Varanasi, which provided relief to around 5 lakh people living in the city and eased their travel time. Built at a cost of rupees 360 crores, it helped reduce traffic congestion and cut travel time to the airport by 30 minutes. According to reports, the project involved coordination between the railways and defense establishments. Admiral Hari Kumar, the Chief of Naval Staff and Minister of Defense Ajay Bhatt, attended the 12th edition of Milan 2024 exercise as Rajnath Singh, the Minister of Defense, delivered the opening speech at the event. The Milan exercise 2024 opened recently when vessels from several nations anchored in Visakhapatnam. As part of the international naval exercise, pre-sale talks were held among the participating units for the sea phase under the direction of Headquarters Eastern Fleet. More than 50 countries are participating in the Milan exercise, which is being held in Visakhapatnam from February 19th to 27th. The exercise's theme is Creating Naval Alliances for a Secure Maritime Future. Reports say a court in India has ordered a zoo in West Bengal state to change the names of 2 lions after a Hindu organization said the names offended their religious feelings. One of the lions in the zoo in Siliguri district has been named Sita, which is also the name of a Hindu goddess, and the other was named Akbar, a 16th century Mughal emperor. Reports said the Vishwa Hindu Parishad also objected to the lions being kept in the same wildlife park. According to the court, animals should be given names of revered religious figures, Nobel laureates, and freedom fighters. The court also stressed that the controversy could have been avoided by being careful while naming animals. The Odysseus robot from Houston-based Intuitive Machines has made a successful touchdown near the moon's south pole. The controllers eventually received a signal after a few minutes indicating that the spacecraft had landed. The firm's staff cheered and celebrated when they learned the news. It was an important achievement for both the commercial use of space and the U.S. space effort as a whole. After 50 years, the U.S. space program returned to the moon as scientists thanked Intuitive Machines. The only time American equipment has been observed gently settling onto the lunar surface was during the final Apollo mission in 1972. Thankfully, there were several NASA experimental lasers aboard, and technicians managed to connect these to the navigation systems. This system was designed to take selfie images as the robot set itself down. According to leaked documents, a Chinese cybersecurity company has claimed it had the capability to penetrate the UK Foreign Office. The iSoon data leak also includes information from UK think tanks, enterprises, charities, and government institutions. It is unclear if any of the successful breaches of businesses and government agencies in Asia and Europe are referenced in other documents. A media report said the identity of the leaker was not known. The Chinese embassy in the UK stated that Beijing firmly opposes and combats all forms of cyber attacks in accordance with the law and that it was not aware of the leak. Reports in the Western media said that iSoon and Chinese police are looking into the data release. U.S. aerospace giant Boeing is lining up its military equipment at the Singapore Air Show this week, but the company's famous commercial jets are missing. Viewers have been treated to demonstrations by the Apache assault helicopter and F-15 fighters, but noticeably missing from the occasion are Boeing's passenger jets. Attendees at the largest air show in Asia are instead forced to settle for replicas of Boeing passenger aircraft or get up close and personal with a display of a Boeing 777X cabin. The iconic aircraft maker has been rattled by a string of serious malfunctions, which prompted governments to review or ground the planes. On the other hand, Airbus, Boeing's arch-rival, used its A350 passenger plane to fly over Singapore. The mother of Alexi Navalny has said that she has seen her son's body, but she is under pressure from the Russian government to approve a secret funeral. Lyudmila Navalnaya said in a video address that she had been taken to a morgue and was asked to sign a death certificate there. According to the press secretary for the former opposition leader, a medical report that was sent to Navalnaya said that he passed away naturally, but his widow has insisted that he was killed by Russian authorities. After learning that her son had passed away 6 days ago in a nearby prison colony, Navalnaya made her way to the village of Salekard in northern Russia. Some of the strongest winds ever recorded in Indonesia have resulted in at least 33 injuries. Buildings in Sumedang, a province in West Java, were damaged by strong winds. Videos of debris flying into the air, houses with roofs torn off, and part of a convenience store collapsing have been shared on social media. A climatologist from the National Research Agency BRIN stated that the winds were strong enough to be classified as a tornado. The brief but extremely powerful winds in Kemenyan, Bandung in 2021 were the strongest ever recorded in Indonesia, with gusts as high as 56 kilometers per hour. U.S. pop sensation Taylor Swift will set foot in Southeast Asia next month for her spectacular Eras tour, but only fans in Singapore can witness the shows. A 29-year-old Filipino drag performer has been offering an equally glamorous substitute for people who are unable to travel to see her performance. Since 2017, Mac Coronel, also known as Taylor Sheesh, has been posing as the Midnight's actress, showcasing an amazing assortment of fringed dresses and jeweled leotards. However, it was a performance in a mall that attracted 10,000 Swifties that gained international attention and launched Sheesh onto TikTok For You pages. Mac says he purposefully titled his show's Eras Tour to give fans the opportunity to recreate the Swifts tour, at least as much as possible. Thank you for watching. I am Priya, Tamil Nadu's first artificial intelligence news presenter. Do tune in, same time tomorrow, for a roundup of the latest news and updates in India and around the world.